Hello everyone, back here with the Toro Timecutter Max 54-inch Havoc edition. I purchased this about a month ago at Tractor Supply, $39.99. I believe it's currently on sale for $100 off, so $38.99. But anyways, wanted to give a review of this unit. Then I've had it for a month. I've mowed the grass quite a few times. Have some things I like about it, things I don't like. But let's just jump right in. So doing a quick walk around, we see the 54-inch welded deck. It is a fabricated deck. It is not stamped. It's 10-gauge steel. You can see how nice and thick that steel is. It will definitely be able to take a beating. I am definitely going to try to not do that, but it's always nice to have for when you inevitably run into stuff. Overall, let's see, it's got the Kawasaki FR691V twin V-twin engine, 23 horsepower. You can see another video where I did an oil change recently. I did a break-in oil change at 5 hours of runtime on this unit. Pretty much had zero issues so far with this. From what I can tell, this engine's a very popular engine. It's used on a lot of different zero turns. Couple other notable features. So because this is the Max, it includes their quote-unquote gaming seat. You can see it's got holes on the side, I assume for the armrest kit. I have yet to make that purchase, but I probably will end up doing so eventually. It's fairly comfy. I'm not a big guy by any means, but I've had some larger people ride this, and they also say it's very comfy. Very basic. This is the non-MyRide system, so it's got the very basic suspension system, just some springs under the rear of the seat. It is a bit bumpy, but I'll talk about that in the later part of the video. Underneath the seat, we got the 5-gallon gas tank. That's pretty much unheard of for zero turns in this price range. Most of them come with a 2 to 3 gallon gas tank, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if I ran through that whole amount in one mow. Thankfully, I've only sort of refilled this, and I say it's sort of refilled it once, and that's only because I never actually ran it out. I just saw that the gas tank was getting about low and decided to just empty out what I was left in my gas can that I had from the previous fill up. So I added about 2 gallons to that. Otherwise, you can see I've got 7 hours on this thing, and I can roughly assume that that's about how many hours of runtime you can get on this. Obviously, depending on your engine RPM and whether or not your blades are spinning, are going to affect your mileage. It's got the side port fill, which is a nice feature compared to, I don't know about a lot of zero turns, but I know the tractors, you have to lift up the hood to get under, to fill up the gas tank. But that's a nice feature. Let's see what else. We got the control panel over here. Very basic, just a PTO mower blade, start stop, engine throttle, choke, ignition, and then I added the hour meter, which you can see in a different video. Cut height. So cut height, we've got up to 5 inches. That was one of the reasons I bought this mower, was because of the 5-inch cut height along with the 5-gallon gas tank. You can see it goes down to 1.5. I am definitely not going to be cutting grass that short. So I adjusted the anti-scalp wheels to their lowest position, which I believe is a 3-inch minimum, and that's worked fine for me. As you can see, I've cut quite a few times in the 3.5-inch position, and that seems to turn out pretty well. I'll do a walk around of the yard in a little bit, just to show you what the cut quality looks like. Foot pedal lift assist. That's another pro level feature, along with the pin style deck adjustment system. that's something that you don't normally see on consumer grade equipment under $4,000. So seeing it at this price point. Let's see. Last thing I'll talk about while we're doing the walk around, the ZT2200 model from Hydro Gear. We got two of them back here, one for left, one for right. I'll talk more about those in a bit. I do have somewhat of a personal connection with Hydro Gear. I do contract work for them periodically. I've actually worked on the line that this particular one, the one on the right, actually has come from, and know the engineers are good folks down in Kentucky that put these together. Always appreciate supporting American businesses. Lastly, we got the adjustable arm levers, which some people haven't liked. I actually haven't minded them at all. They did come loose on me once, but I think as long as you make sure that they're nice and solid on you, they're very helpful when you have multiple people that have used this. And while I'm primarily the only user of this, I have had a few other people that are a little larger, and they appreciate having them farther away from their body, a little easier to control. So let's talk about, so that's pretty much the walk around. That's the, highlighted some of the things I liked. Some of the things I am not the biggest fan of. I would have appreciated a little bit more cover over the battery terminals. It's really not a big deal. You've got your 12 volt positive side covered. Your negative side's connected to the chassis, so that doesn't matter. But it would be a little nice to have that a little bit more covered, but that is if you are keeping it outside, which I am not. I am obviously in the garage. That is where this thing will live. Another thing I would have appreciated, onto the Hydro Gear units, would have appreciated the slight upgrade to the 2800 series. That's a serviceable. Technically speaking, these are serviceable as well. You can look up in the manual for these. They are serviceable. There is a fill port you can use to drain the unit. However, you have to take the whole unit off and be able to flip it around in order to get to that and change the oil out. There is no oil filter like the 2800s have. Yeah, but it would have been nice. I believe the 60-inch version uses the 2800s, and not that the 2200s are a bad product by any means. I just feel like the 2800s are the higher end of the Hydro Gear residential. Their commercial starts at the 3000, and their 28's kind of their prosumer grade stuff. And this mower overall is a very prosumer mower. The mower itself is very heavy duty. It's going to be able to take a beating. We have about 3 acres on our property, and I don't think it's going to have a problem at all doing anything I'm going to throw at it. Let's see. Is there really anything else that I don't particularly like about this, or not really? I did get it stuck once, but that was really my own foolishness. I can't blame the mower for that. Tried to go through a ditch that was a little bit too steep, ended with the back end supported and the front end supported, and the wheels about a ½ inch above the ground. Thankfully I was able to pull it out with the help from a neighbor, but really not a big deal. One thing that I guess this is missing is there's really no way to see the gas level without flipping up the seat. The original time cutters, or the older time cutters, they have a little slit there. I don't know why they couldn't have done that. Maybe the gas tank just isn't quite up as far, but it would have been easy enough to put a little slit there just so you could see the gas level, as opposed to as opposed to having to lift up the seat, kind of look from the side. Because if I want to see the gas level, I gotta lift up the seat, kind of look from the side, and depending on where that seam is in the middle, depends on if I'm actually able to see, you know, is it right there, is it below, is it slightly above? Really no way to tell. So it would have been nice to have a little bit more visibility as far as the gas. Some of these zero turns even come with an automotive style gas gauge. That certainly would have been a bonus, but I understand kind of the same deal with the Hydro Gear ZT2800s. It would have added additional cost, and then they probably would not have been able to keep this under $4,000, which I gotta say is probably the largest selling point of this. Is you get a 54-inch prosumer grade mower from basically a pro company. They do all sorts of pro level stuff. I know a lot. There is definitely residential end stuff that Toro does, but it's still not quite on the grade as the other residential only, or ones that like to think they're a little bit better than residential MGD. Anyways, this is still a great deal at $4,000. Last thing that would have been a nice bonus, and again, it would have been something that added to the cost, is the armrests. I think having to buy the armrests, I want to say they were like $160 to add. You know, and of course that's using their pricing model, which they're going to price it a lot higher than what it actually costs to produce. But they got to make money. I can't blame them for that. Would I buy this again? Yes, absolutely. I fully am sold on the Toro name. The benefits that you get far outweigh the negatives. I definitely appreciate this mower. So I'm gonna pause here for a quick second, and then we're gonna jump outside. I'll show you what my yard looks like. I cut it about 5 days ago. And then I'll show you the empty lot next to my house that I cut just yesterday. So hold on one second and we will be right back. All right, so I went ahead and jumped outside. This is, you can see our whole property back that way with our sheep. You can still make out the stripes. Granted, I do not have a striping kit on this. This is that's just the natural striping that happens with the mower. This was done last Thursday, so yeah, 5 days ago about. And then you can also see here where I've done the empty lot next to our house. This was done just yesterday. I know it's kind of hard to see the stripes on it, but I didn't put them quite the right direction. You can actually still make out some of the stripes from the last time, which was about a week ago, that I did diagonals on this. Our yard we actually did, I did diamonds on just because I wanted to, thought it'd be fun. So you can see the stripes going this way, and then the stripes coming this way as well, but a little hard to see in the sunlight right now. But anyways, it stripes real nice. You can see the kind of cut quality you get with this. Now, one thing I will mention, I did replace the blades already, and that's not because anything was wrong with the stock blades. They actually did a very good job. However, I wanted to give the Ballard blades a try. Seen a lot of stuff online about them, and thought they would be very good blades to try out. So this was actually the very first cut I did with the Ballard Gold hybrid blades. I was tempted to get the high lift just to see if it would get me any better results. But I also kind of put my realistic glasses on and said, I run over lots of sticks and rocks that I don't intend to There's lots of extra stuff in the yard. I really don't want to end up ruining a set of blades or dulling them very quickly when they need to be a bit sharper. So, anyways, with that, I will conclude the video. So I will, I don't know, maybe I'll put a video out on the Ballard blades. Again, I am not a pro by any means. This is the first zero turn I've ever owned. It is a very good zero turn for a beginner. Pretty easy to get the hang of. But otherwise, I think you get really good quality. It's going to be a durable, long-lasting mower from what I can tell. So with that, I will wrap up this review. Don't forget to like and comment if you have any comments. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.